Hello, welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing in this now moment with myself and with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome back. If you have, my intention is unity and oneness, the highest levels of love light. I have a lot to share, but I'm just gonna go into flow. I'll be doing some more in-depth videos this week talking about a lot of things. I've been guided to talk about my story. I've been guided to talk about what's happened over the course of the last year energetically, galactic, and so on and so forth. So many things have come up. So for now, I'm just gonna go into a little bit of flow. I've been writing a lot and speaking a lot about the style of writing and language and linguistical play that I provide on a lot of these videos. So if you've seen these videos before, sometimes they don't always make sense in the linear or linguistic linearization of words. And what my guides have been really, I guess, I'm hearing phoning home, ET phone home. They've been reminding me that part of what I do is bring a linguistical play and a different point of view to words, how they're utilized, the energies that they incorporate behind the words. And so I just wanted to share that. That's what a lot of the messages that I've been getting. The other message that I've been really reminded about is Mother Nature. So many of us are being called to travel, yet I'm also being reminded to remind everybody that no matter where you go, there you are. So often we want to keep moving in order to get there, in order to get this activation or get this download. And for many people, it's difficult to do that right now. And it can be very frustrating when we can't go where we want to go for whatever reasons in that now moment. Perhaps it's travel restrictions, perhaps it's financial restrictions currently. And so my guides keep sharing, you're here. It doesn't take much to go outside and put your feet on the ground. Drive a half hour wherever you need to go, where there's a big tree that you can sit under. And just like the World Wide Web, I'm just in flow right now, so I'm just keep going with this, is this connection. So you can connect with a tree, and perhaps in that visualization, you can visualize those roots connecting with all of the other trees in the area through the underground network and fascia of the earth. Yet so too, when you connect with the essence of that tree, that seashell, anything, there is an imprint, and I'm not even sure if that's the right word, but we're just gonna call it an imprint, on that, in that, an energetic, especially if it's alive, just like a crystal, that you connect to through the intention that connects anywhere in the world. You can use an artifact and hold that artifact and connect with the energy of the artifact. And if you don't know how to do that, because sometimes it does take practice to feel into that energy, just set the intention and know in your heart that it's happening. Too often we get hung up on results. We are looking for some sort of, many of us on that spiritual journey have been told that there'll be a series of flashes, or we're gonna see this huge flash, or there's going to be some huge awakening. And so often we have these expectations of this, we're gonna connect with this tree and this huge download will happen and we'll just know. And yes, that happens. It's real. But that doesn't mean that's what it's going to be like every single time. And it's different for everyone. So I know I'm just kind of throwing out a lot of information here, but it's all the things I've been channeling or connecting in with in the past few weeks have really been just hone in on our own way of doing things. We don't have to adopt somebody else's way, although if what we're doing isn't working, then by all means reach out and book a session with a counselor, a spiritual advisor, an energetic worker. You know, I connect with people all the time through sessions who just want to connect and talk about what's going on in their lives because they don't necessarily feel that they can talk about that with their neighbor or their family member. We are all provided and providing gifts, and all of us can share those with one another. That's why I do these videos for free. But if we need to go to that next level, it's okay to go and do those things. It's okay to travel and connect with that particular stone in this particular place if that's available to you, or this particular person who you resonate with. And I'm kind of going into all different areas right now because it's really a lot of the information that I've been receiving is kind of all over the place because a lot of us are all over the place. So honing back in with Mother Nature and just utilizing the space that we have that's available to us, utilizing the World Wide Web. If we can't leave the house, then yes, do connect through a picture, in a book, in a magazine. That's possible too. I actually have been guided to share an experience with you guys. So I know I just tapped into several different things. Let's go backwards just for a moment into what I was just speaking about. Holding a crystal from a particular area, connecting with a plant. When I went to Sedona, I was unable to make it. I didn't have enough time to go to Bell Rock. And Bell Rock was the one place that was just calling to me. But I wasn't by myself, and we didn't have enough time to go to Bell Rock. All I did was connect with the plants and the field and the dirt right in front of Bell Rock that led to Bell Rock, and I received massive downloads and activations. So that's an example. Sometimes in dream time, I have an intention and I'll see a particular acacia tree, and I will recognize that the DMT within the acacia tree is within me. So I'm connecting to that. I'll sit under an oak tree and I connect with the essence of the oak and the fungi network beneath the oak that goes into the earth, connecting to all of plants and animals surrounding that area. That makes sense. So there's all kinds of ways of going about this. People have a tendency that they have to take this particular course and work with this particular person, or they have to travel to this particular place. So I just wanted to really share that as the main message today, that many people are feeling stuck because of they can't quite get to this destination. And ultimately, to lead it back to my conversation at the beginning, when I was kind of reviewing my life in my mind and thinking about things over the course of the last several months, I just had this thought that no matter where I went, there I was, and there was Mother Nature. I always had a teacher that was there. I just didn't know at the time that it was necessarily a teacher until now, looking back on things. Everywhere I went, I was able to connect with Mother Nature in a profound way that at the time didn't quite make sense. And it was like sometimes we hold those packets and then like gifts, and then we're able to access them or open them when we're ready to retrieve that information. It's always there, available to us. So I guess that was the biggest message that I wanted to share. I've been in flow as I speak about this. The other message that I wanted to share is that the reason it's so important right now to get back to the basics, to ask for help, if we feel like we need it, to connect with our light worker, light tribe, star seed brothers and sisters, or more importantly, other human beings that are existing on the planet Earth, that are looking for connection. And we're all being encouraged to do that, because there's a lot of people that don't realize they're not alone. So that's something I wanted to share. I've had massive moments of feeling lonely and isolated, as I'm sure many of you. And part of the reason I started doing these videos was to share my journey, my process. And in doing that, I've met so many people along the way that I've connected with who are sharing their journey and their process. And together we've activated one another. We've remembered lifetimes. We've recognized a deeper potential within each other. So I'm kind of going all over the place here, but Mother Nature is all around us, is within us. And the more we connect with her, the easier it is for us to connect with each other. The easier it is for us to disconnect from the disharmony that is being, I'm hearing, misrepresented all around us. It isn't real. It isn't the essence. It isn't the truth. It isn't the juice of who we really are. Yes, it is real in a particular reality matrix program, part of our system that many of us play within, but it isn't the true essence of who we really are. So it's about getting back to that, because many of us have gotten sidetracked. Many of us have been pulled into other people's programs, and many people are finally kind of waking up from that particular bubble going, whoa, okay. And I did a video a few weeks back about the bubbles of reality and the layers of awakening. And everything that I just described and the process that I've been seeing and experiencing and recognizing in the collective are also bubbles of awakening. It's like, okay, I got sucked into that for a while. That reality no longer applies to my truth. And while that I can honor and recognize where people are at in that reality, that's not where I choose to play. And we're always making choices, moment to moment. It's a choice. It's a conscious decision to either move into harmony, expansion, and truth through bliss, which isn't necessarily sunshine and rainbows. It's being able to fuel your true passion in pure alignment with Source, God, the spirit that moves in all things, whatever we want to label it. That is where we continually make a choice to either move toward or away from. And while moving away from this is part of that expansion and contraction and growth and process and part of our journey, we're being reminded that that is also a distraction if we're there for too long. It is about flow and ebb and flow and movement, and it's not even necessarily awakening, it's awareness. It's being aware in a conscious flow from the heart, yet also connected into the body, connected to Source, connected to Mother Nature, and to humanity, because we are in this together. Yet at the same time, we're also being invited to not allow somebody else's story to keep pulling us in. So that's the update. I'm just going to end on that note. And I'm going to do my next video with some more light language. So in love and light, namaste.